Hey, what's up, everybody? Another episode of Fatman Live. We got Jenn Lyle here tonight with us. But let's knock out some housekeeping really quick right off the bat. And let's see, who do we got here? Listen, if you need a quality ball python or ball python advice about your stupid ball python business, you want to go over to Chimera, a Chimera Reptile over on Instagram and Chimera Reptile on chimerareptile.com on the World Wide Web. Okay. Patrick and Andre are fucking awesome. And you want to listen to them. Learn to know what you don't know. Okay. Great Family Snakes. Fucking Great Family Snakes has discounted and has money off all of their Axanthic shit on Morph Market. So go check out Great Family Snakes on Morph Market for Axanthic combo ball pythons. And a bunch of other shit too. Newest sponsor, Brian Bodie Reptiles. Okay, Brian is awesome. He's a fucking vet. If you're in Las Vegas or the surrounding area, you want to check him out at the local shows. Brian is fucking awesome. He shows up at all the Zoom calls. He decided to sponsor the Fat Man Live show. We got Portuguese Pythons. Okay, they just killed it at the Pomona show. They're like a 19 table setup. I mean, these guys fucking killed it. If you're in California, if you're on the West Coast and you want a quality ball python, check out Portuguese Pythons. Here we go. My ride or die, Shane Kelly from Small Town Exotics. Got a feeling I'm going to be needing them soon. Fucking, if you need a quality ball python, hognose, or gecko, go over to fucking Shane at Small Town Exotics. He's the fucking Tennessee king. All right. Tennessee should be thrilled to death that they got the man in from California to be a local now in Tana fucking C. Okay. I don't know if you guys saw it yet, but I'm partnered up with the Hero Company for this quarter for giving more than we take, man. You know, the Hero Company actually provides service dogs for veterans with PTSD. So if you get a chance, go to my affiliate link, theherocompany.com/snakes and the fat man, and get yourself or a family member one of these fucking cool badass bracelets. Now, I do get paid like an affiliate commission. That was the only way they had it set up. But we're keeping track of everything that comes in from theherocompany.com/thinks and a fat man. And any money that I get paid, I'm donating right back to Hero Company to help provide service dogs for vets with PTSD. So, oh, listen, we have room for one more sponsor. If anybody wants to sponsor this show and get these brilliant shout outs that I'm fucking doing right now, contact me on IG and let me know. Now let's check out the validation people in the room. Fucking let's see. Oops. Fucking Tara's Snake Treasures. What's up, Tara? Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for being here. Forward Motion, another vet. Fucking, this is gonna be a nice show. Yes, it is, my friend. Yes, it is. Andrew Heckler, thanks for popping in. Let's see, we got Shannon Wentz. Fucking the gorgeous Shannon Lentz is always fucking in the house. Thank you for all the support. Sean the Corner, always showing support. Fucking love it. Slithery Serpents, I still don't know whether this is a dude or a woman because he or she just leaves hearts as a comment, on everything that I fucking do. And, a little feminine, so I would hope it's a woman, but it might be a guy. I don't know. Jay over at Green Line. Jay and I and Paul Santorello, Paulie Bag of Donuts. We're going to start a vet specific show that's going to start on February 2nd. It's called Into the Foxhole or the Foxhole Chat or the Foxhole Gang. Something. I haven't really been paying attention, but I'm proud to do it with Jay, who is a vet, and Paulie Bag of Donuts, who is a fucking corrections officer. Ann Ring is here. Listen, Ann, I fucking love the new logo. Okay. I didn't tell you that when we spoke on Facebook, but I fucking love that goddamn logo. It's just a great job. Tags Pythons. Oh, by the way, your posters all went out this week. Your posters and DVDs. Do me a favor and do an unboxing reel or take a picture of it, and I will shout you out on all of my socials. Aaron Klein, what's up, brother? Batter up, boss. He actually is the guy that won the Stop Sounding Like Shit podcast equipment way back in July, I think. Hasn't done a podcast yet, but what the fuck ever. At least he'll fucking look good and sound good when he's on one. Brian Bodie, my boy. What's up, brother? How are you? Let's see. Did I say Andrew Heckler yet? Yeah, I did. I recognize that Vato fucking avatar. Okay. Chris Blocker, what's up, brother? How you doing? Let's see who else is in here. What is this? NKS 23. What's up, dude? Thanks for coming, man. Jen, you do got this. Don't worry about it. Eerie Reptiles is in the house. Lori Gray, I hope I did the ad good with your discounted morph market shit. Let's see. Serenity Dragons, fucking love her. Fucking love the cheese here. Straight Blast Pythons, fucking thank you. JNS, thank you. Let's see. Balls and Strikes, what's up, Troy? Another veteran. Fucking go buy a bracelet, man. Fucking hook that shit up. Bella Reptiles, another veteran. Fucking love you, man. Erica, Plain Snakes, Intrepid Exotics, another veteran. Love that fucking guy. Jason Phillips, Sammy Vargas, what's up, brother? Jeff's Reptile Creations, or Goff's Reptile Creation. What the fuck? Casey, what's up, Casey? Glad that you're here. Green Room Pythons. Is this fucking is this Bobby Bledsoe? Fuck yeah, man. That's a fucking man in the fucking house. Check out his video. He was just at Pomona also. Jamie, Rising Phoenix, what's up, brother? Let's see. Proper Royals. Man, fucking Hot Shots coming. Fucking Hot Shots is slumming it tonight. We're gonna end it with the fucking Hot Shot Adam over at Proper Royals. So listen, I got a fucking gorgeous hot guest here who's also fucking brilliant. And I really enjoyed fucking meeting her. So I just want to kind of just lay out. Not I didn't mean lay out. Okay. Oh my God, Jen, what's up, Jen Lyle?
Now we can see you.
Jen Lyle from wait, I gotta find it. Let me find it. Just wait a second. I found it. Jenn Lyle of HIV is Pythons. So what's up with that name? HIV is Pythons. Fucking
High vis, like construction worker vests, and it's all like bright and colorful. And
well, you can understand why you might need a name change, right? Obviously, every time I look at it, I go HIV. That's not a good way to start your name. But I mean, it might only be for morons like me. But
I'll make it obvious.
Yeah, fucking high vis pythons.
HIV
is pythons. What's going on, Jen?
Not much. Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday to you. You got rid of your family and you said, fuck it, I'm gonna go spend some time.
I didn't get rid of my family. I just sent them to the movies.
Listen, how long you been with your fiance?
Oh, 4 years.
And how old are your kids?
8 and 10 boys.
That is long enough to just get them out of the house for as much time as you possibly can. All right, so talk to me. High Vis Pythons, how old is it?
6 months, maybe.
6 months.
6 months. I bought my first snakes in April 1st. It was like, oh, you think you're getting a pet snake? Ha! Joke's on you. Ball python genetics are fascinating. You're going to buy 50 of them. Joke's on me, I guess.
That's the great thing about this show is really the only requirement is that you're hot and you're reptile adjacent. Okay,
Right.
so I don't care if you had snakes for 6 months. I don't care if you had a bearded dragon when you were 9. All right, if you're hot, you're gonna come on the show. If you're a fatty with short hair with those fucking hot dog rolls behind your neck, you probably won't come on the show. I don't care how good a breeder you are. Listen, time and place, man. Right? I'll start a hideous girl like Tuesday, fucking, and then every Tuesday we could have hideous women who are in the reptile business. But 6 months ago,
Yeah, approximately.
I saw you just rolling your eyes there. Fucking, it happens. There's hideous women, but
it's not at the 6 months. I was actually trying to count it the other day, and I was like, crap, it's been like 10.
Well, all right, 10 months.
Anyway,
it's still under a year. And then you fell into this bullshit category that all the women seem to fall into. It's like all of them are like, ball python genetics fascinate me. And you're just like, all right, well, you don't have a job. All right. So fucking that's why ball python genetics fascinate you. But you actually have a great job. Okay.
I have a really good job.
Tell everybody what you do.
I'm a technology consultant. I build HR systems, and I sit in my house and I build HR systems, and I've been doing that since 2014.
2014. And what got you into that?
Oh, it's kind of a weird story. I was supposed to be a high school history teacher. I went to student teaching and it didn't go well. And I'm still kind of traumatized by it. But I went and substitute taught, and I was living with my parents, and I was like, all right, I got to go get like a big girl money job. So I took a job as a customer service representative for a like cloud-based payroll software company.
Right.
And that was back in 2010. So that's where I learned payroll. And then my ex-husband was like, well, we got to get you out of like a customer service call center thing. We got to get the stink of CSR off of you so you can go get a good job. And I was like, okay. And I was like, all right, that's fine. So I went and I was a payroll processor for about 8 months or so. And it was boring as hell because it was very clerical. And I was just doing like software troubleshooting type stuff. And that was interesting. So I ended up getting my ex-husband worked at a building downtown, and there was offices for the software that I work with now in that same building. So he ended up pitching me to a guy in a locker room. And that's how I became a consultant. So a very Chicago way of getting that done.
That's usually how hoes are made. But okay. Fucking nicely done avoiding the whole lifestyle. So very well done. And you have a job that basically you're the breadwinner in the family, obviously, right? Okay.
I am.
And you have your own company, right?
So I've been self-employed since April.
Right around when you got your first ball python.
Yeah. Come to think of it.
That's
some other company had like the bad sense to fire me because that boss was a micromanaging dickhead. So it was a blessing.
Well, I think that all ball python people are like, yeah, I'm working for myself now, but you're making no money. So you're really not working for yourself on the level that Jen is working for herself. Okay. So
funny. I feel like in my family, like entrepreneurship happens in our 40s. Like my grandma started a sandwich company and divorced her ex-husband and remarried. And, then my dad opened a bar in Elgin in like 1989 when he was in his 40s. And so it's just kind of what we do in our 40s in my family. We just get sick of working for the man and go do our own thing.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, that's actually kind of cool. I believe you are probably one of the first women business owners that I've had on the show. So it's nice to actually talk to people that know what they're talking about. So, all right. So now let's drop it down and, just talk about bad decisions that you made. You started doing the ball python thing in April. And what was the first one that you got just because you have to start with one, right? It's usually the free $40 snake. And then
it's you buy because it's pretty.
Yeah. When you buy a banana for $50 and then you discover that there's all this other shit that you could make with it. How did it work for you?
So I was at the Scott Smith's All Animal Expo, and I was with the Dynamite Reptiles table, and they had tons of snakes, and they got some nice stuff. And I was just like, oh man, I couldn't decide. And so I actually did not impulse buy a snake that day. Like I went and I did my research. If I do my research, I mean fall down a YouTube hole. And then I found Clint's Reptiles and Chris Hartman and all his genetics videos and all this stuff. And I was just like, oh crap. And so I had to make a decision. So then we go to another show that same vendor was at, like the week later, once I figured out how do I take care of this animal. Right. And it's Hamilton, and he's a super orange dream flyer ball python, and he was pos het pied. And so I found out about genetics testing, and I sent in his shed, and he came back, swing and a miss on the pied. He was surprise het clown.
Oh,
so
okay.
That was cool. And it's funny because the same day that I bought him, like we go to the show, and my fiance Owen was like, and we're only getting one snake, right? And I'm like, right, we're only getting one snake. That's happening. So we go to the show, and I get the snake, and the kids are holding like the big snake that they have for kids to hold, and he's like, I want to hold a snake. Well, at the prior show, there was this other snake that I had held, and I really, really liked her because she was super friendly and sweet and periscoping and like doing all sorts of cute snake stuff. And so he's like, I want to hold this snake. And I'm like, I know who you can hold. And I was like, he wants to hold that one. So they take her out and they give her to him. And I saw it in his eyes, like he melted. Like she comes up and she's like periscoping and she like tickles his nose with her tongue. And he looked at me and I was like, you want her, don't you? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, yeah, we can't just leave her here. And I was like, okay, we'll take her too. So I was the one, he was the one who was like, we're only getting one. And then he was the one but I kind of sabotaged him. So.
Well, I have to ask, is this one of your kids?
Who, my fiance?
No. Is that who this is? Resilient Spirit?
Resilient Spirit? Oh, no, that is one of my kids. They're on my other... Right. Okay. Yeah, they're on my old YouTube thing.
No, all right. Just making sure. I was going to throw their ass out because they said mom 25 times. So, okay. All right, good. Fucking Andrew Hickler.
Stop being annoying.
Fucking thank you, my friend, for the super chat. Look, Prophecy is here. Straight Blast is here. Sugar Skull, my boy Kevin, your poster and DVD is already out, so you should be getting it Monday or Tuesday. So. All right. So now, how many of these fucking things do you have?
How many snakes do I have?
Yeah.
I think 49 as of today, because I bought one because I had to go to Mercury Exotics house to pick up like a VE2 when I owed him some money. And then he was showing me his new hatchlings. And then I was like, I need an asphalt leopard. I absolutely need an asphalt leopard. So she came home today.
And what's the plan? I mean, because 6 months ago, you're obviously getting into this thing a little late, in a shit time, right? But I mean, the lucky thing that you got going on for you is you're not really going to have any offspring for a year or two, right? And maybe it'll bounce back, right?
Yeah, it might be a shit time for sellers, but it's a great time to be a buyer.
Yeah, that's what I've been telling people. It's like you could get $1,000 snakes for $200 right now.
Yeah, I think the most screaming deal I have is one of my males is a hypo lesser double het hypo clown, and he was $150.
Yeah, that's fucking nuts.
It's crazy.
Look what Troy said. He said, "Look, that's the secret. Trick people into going to your house and don't let them leave without buying
a snake."
So you're learning from the good people, all right?
Yeah, I try to keep good company.
Yeah, it's So who are some of your friends that you could kind of promote right now that you do buy from? Because
people I've bought from, people who've been supportive. Stephen and Courtney from Leviathan Snakes. He and I are texting each other nerdy snake pictures all the time. Mercury Exotics, Troy from Best Dressed. Who else? Prophecy, F&A Balls. I'm in a number of group chats, and then I started a group chat for the Chicagoland ball python breeders. And I really loosely define Chicagoland. Like if you're within 2 hours of the city of Chicago driving distance, you're a Chicagoland ball python breeder. So we got people in Northwest Indiana and Kenosha and all over the place.
Well, that's the whole thing. Like even Tinley really isn't in Chicago, right? They play it off like it's in Chicago, but it is not.
Right.
Okay.
It's not. It's like an hour away. And, you know, I was thinking like, what if we started an actual show in Chicago, like in actual Chicago? Because people talk about, you know, the market being down, and it's like, okay, well, what are you doing to expand your market? Like all the shows, all the reptile shows here are out in the suburbs, and you know, Chicago proper, a quarter of the population of the city doesn't own a car.
Oh, really? It's like New York.
Yeah, from an infrastructure perspective, yeah, very much like New York.
Right.
So you know, it's you know, what do you do to grow your local market? And when you think about ball pythons, they're a great apartment pet. Quiet, doesn't eat much. If you feed frozen thawed, you can mail order it and put it in the freezer. It's fine. Like all my collections, frozen thawed.
Yeah, that's what I used to say when we had like 150 here in my apartment. It was like the perfect apartment pet because it makes no noise. It eats once a week and it shits once a week, and you're good to go. So that is something that the ball pythons are good for. They are a great fucking apartment pet. So I definitely agree with that.
Now, and you're like, we want a dog, and it's like, yeah, well, we can't really have a dog in this apartment, but you can probably hide a ball python pretty easy.
Yeah. See, the dog, I want a dog, but I'm not going to keep a dog in my shitty 1-bedroom apartment, you know, in New York where there's no room for the dog to run around, and I don't want a little pussy dog. I want a big dog, you know, and I just don't think it's fair to the dog. So I'm going to wait till I move to get the fucking dog. But
there you go.
What's your 5-year plan with this? Like, do you want to quit your job or quit your fucking day gig?
I'm gonna have to make like either a whole lot of ball pythons or like really flippin' expensive ball pythons to replace my day job income. But I feel like part of my impetus to get into the business in the first place was because I have been sitting at a computer since 2018. And it's isolating. And then like when the pandemic happened, it was like, I felt weird because my life didn't change other than I now had to try to do my job with my kids, like e-learning at the dining table, which was not fun at all. But I was like, all right, well, when this is over, I need to get out more. I need to like get out more and do more stuff. But, you know, I think during the pandemic, a lot of people's, you know, social networks and relationships got a little fractured and distanced because of lack of just being in the same room. And the thing I like about, you know, the ball python community and the reptile community is everyone like jumping in the lives and chatting and engaging in that way, and then going to shows and actually being in real life with other human beings in the same room. Like, you know,
that's kind of overrated too. You know, I mean, that's a little bit overrated.
Not everyone's a people person. I've always been more of a people person. And so it's been like difficult for me because of how isolated I've been. Like, I feel like I'm starting to go a little crazy and I need something to get out there I miss having coworkers and colleagues. And so now I feel like snake breeders are more coworkers and colleagues and friends.
I do not.
And it scratches that itch, I think.
Right. Okay. Life. Well, I mean, you know, you're still young, right? How old are you?
44.
44. You look good for 44. Yeah, you definitely. Yeah, you look all right. All right.
Thanks. But yeah, I mean, I got like 20 years to retirement, so you know, if I could get to retirement and then not have to touch much of my retirement and actually use ball python money to help support me during retirement.
Right, but the reality is that that's everybody's plan, right? Mm-hmm. Is everybody's plan is. Once I retire, I'd like to keep my retirement in the bank, and I'd like to live off ball python money. But there are a lot of people who have that plan. Okay, so it's not going to be sustainable for at least half of them, right? So what are you gonna do to make sure that you're part of that half that it is sustainable for? Because I know that your goal is to produce high dollar animals, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I also think that you've been in a hobby 6 months. Even if you
Mm-hmm.
produced an $8,000 snake tomorrow, you don't have the Rolodex to go to find that person with 8 grand and say, "Hey, I have what you're looking for." And even if you did, they're gonna say, "I'd rather buy from Justin. I'd rather buy from Leviathan. I'd rather buy
Mm-hmm.
from Miguel because I never heard of you."
Right.
So how are you gonna fix that part of it?
Well, I mean, part of that was, starting my Instagram and, doing some YouTube stuff with my kids where I am putting myself out there and coming on your show and talking to people and making friends. Like, my name's out there. I'm about to, when we get off the call, I'm probably going to do my first pairing tonight. And, like, I am very new, but I feel like when you build those relationships with people before you even have animals to sell, you are building that foundation for your future. And then if everybody just knows me as the hot chick who runs around Instagram and saying nice stuff about everybody else's snakes, then hopefully when I have my own snakes, they'll come over to my Instagram and say nice things about my snakes. And maybe it's something that they actually is the missing puzzle piece in the project that they're working that they want to be able to have.
Yeah, basically, I would recommend to everybody, if you have a choice between buying an expensive snake from an ugly motherfucker that has been in the business for a while and Jen or one of these other hot chicks that are producing the same dollar snakes, go to Jen or one of the other hot chicks. Okay, you got to just get that up because you're a woman in the hobby, right?
Mm-hmm.
Have you experienced anything negative from being a woman in the hobby? Like, do people look at you and say, "Oh, she's a woman right off the bat. She doesn't know as much"?
I don't think I get that because I'm a woman. I think sometimes I get that because I've been around 6 months. So it's like kind of like which one of those things is it? Is it my newness or is it my femaleness?
Right. Well, I don't know. I haven't dealt with you, so fucking.
Yeah. But I really haven't gotten much flack for lack of better word. I haven't gotten any flack. Everybody that I've engaged with has been really, really great, really nice. And I don't know, maybe they're just nice to me because I spend money with them. But I like to think they actually like me.
Definitely could be a reason. But also I've noticed kind of like a shift over the last couple of years where women are almost more respected in the hobby than guys, especially new people. Because in every fucking study that's been ever fucking done, it's obvious that you guys are smarter than us, right? Like it just every study shows that, right? Like all you have to do to know that you're smarter than us is drive past a bar on a Sunday while these fucking gorillas are watching football, right? And you're like, what the fuck? I'm never gonna buy from that dude. But it used to be like where new customers would come up and automatically start talking to the guy. Now you haven't done any shows yet, right? So you probably haven't experienced much of that. But
no, it was funny though because we got Vis Python shirts to wear to St. Louis, to the NARBC St. Louis show,
right.
And it was like me and the fiance and the kids, like all in our Vis Python shirts. And I was joking with my fiance. I was like, I wonder how many people are going to come up to you and introduce themselves to you and say, hey, I enjoy like chatting with you in this group or whatever. And for him to be like, you're looking for her. Like,
well, do you think
happen. I was almost disappointed.
Do you think a lot of people like at that show was like, oh, there's that family that has all those pythons with AIDS because of the thing? All right. So I just think HIV is pythons.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. See, maybe I have to put like a hyphen in there or something, but
yeah, most people I yell at for having an underscore in their name, but with you, I would almost recommend
in my Instagram handle, I actually have to put underscores because they don't let me put spaces. So
right. Yeah, I think that benefits you. I normally yell at people for that, but I think that benefits you.
I'm the one that needs it. Just the one though.
Yeah, you're the one. The one
person.
The one out of the hundreds of people that I talk to. So okay, so Do you have pipe dreams of becoming like a Canova, or do you have dreams of becoming more like an Ozzy? Like maybe you could actually just you could actually be like a boutique person and still make the money in your house as
Yeah.
opposed to needing a facility. Like, do you ever picture yourself going outside of this? And I understand it's really early in the process
Oh yeah.
because, like you said, you're just doing your first pairing later on. And
Mhm.
also, don't fucking hover over the goddamn two snakes and fucking wait from that. That's not going to work. Okay. So open it really slow after about 6 or 8 hours, and then you could see.
No,
Um,
I'll just put him in tonight, and then I'll peek in the morning. See if
yeah,
any
yeah,
good
yeah.
stuff's
You got to
happening.
just do that. Yeah. And you could peek in, like fucking, I mean, I'm a big fan of that. Like fucking, if I'm banging and somebody's peeking in, I'm like, ah, cool. That's all. That's awesome. But if somebody just ripped my entire room out while I was fucking, or I just to look at me, I'd probably
That's
stop
gonna
fucking.
boner killer for sure.
Yeah, yeah. You fucking know it. So,
Yeah. I
um,
think that was something I actually thought about when I first started buying my snakes was what kind of breeder do I want to be? Like,
right.
what is the goal? Do I want to be boutique or do I want to do volume? And I don't want to do volume. I don't want to have employees. I think if the point at which I get big enough that I need employees, I might just need to, Bob. I love Bob. Bob's the best.
Yeah, Bob is fucking awesome. Bob's
Bob is
like
the
the
best.
only clean guy that I like. That I make sure I watch every video, that I make sure it's like but Bob goes out of his way to put on like a family show. And I like that about Bob, man.
He
Uh
brings very good energy to the room.
he does. He looks like a fucking lunatic, but overall, like I don't know if I was walking down the street, a dark street at 2 a.m., if I would be like, oh, I want Bob next to me. But at a show, yeah, I would love fucking Bob next to me. So
Mm-hmm.
plus Bob's a big guy and he could fucking kind of fend off all the people that hate
Yeah,
me.
he could. I would totally trust Bob to walk next to me on a dark alley.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
but as long as he's walking like next to me, not like behind me.
well, or come towards you, right? Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Fucking A, all right.
But no, I
Bohemian
think
what's up, Marissa?
when I embarked on this journey, I think I had to decide for myself
Oh,
what is the
wait.
goal.
Could we not call it that?
What
Could
the
we not?
journey?
The journey. That's
Embarked
so
on this
gay.
journey. Is it
Yeah,
too? All
that is so gay.
right.
We can't be doing that. Okay. Say
Okay.
once they started this.
Once my psycho ass bought 50 snakes, before
Mm,
I bought 50 snakes, I was like, well, what is the goal? Like, where do I want to be? And I want to be kind of like, could do it out of my basement level,
mm,
once my mom doesn't live in my basement anymore. Like, she gets to
okay.
go get her own place, which is why all the snakes are behind me here because I'm upstairs. But yeah, I want, but I still also want to be able to make snakes for people who want pets. But
Right.
like, make some bells, make some pieds, make some highways, make some, cool banana, the snakes that pass the grandma test.
Right.
Right.
But
Some of those.
yeah, because
And then
bells
stuff
will
for
always
breeders.
sell, right? Like bells
Oh
will
yeah.
always sell. The
Bells pay
pies
the
will
bills,
always
right?
sell. Yeah. Well, not really. I mean, if you could, if you could pay your bills on a $200 snake, that's cool, I guess. But you have a little bit more than a trailer there, so I don't think you could pay your bills on on a bell. But I think that everybody needs those bells around and those pies around because that's kind of like the entry level kind of gateway thing to get people into something that's more expensive.
Yeah, it's
And
a
I
free
think
hit.
people that are breeding, they need that. They need that. It's the free hit. That's
Mm-hmm.
exactly what it is. So when you first got into this 6 whole months ago, okay, um, did you know that ball pythons were going to be it, or did you look at any other snakes and were like, maybe I'll try breeding those, or maybe I'll try, owning a couple of different types before you decided just on a ball python?
Yeah, I have a couple boas. I have let's see. She's a Roswell lettertail, het sharp, het boa and caramel. She's a paraglow. and she's really pretty. But I bought her because I saw her in Morph Market and I loved her eyes, and so she's got these really pretty gold eyes. And I named her Xenia after like Xenia Onatopp, the Bond villain from GoldenEye, who asphyxiates people by strangling them with her thighs. And I was just like, well, that's just the best boa name ever. And so I have her, and then I have a Hog Island boa that I felt bad for because I was at the Tinley auction and I might have had a few, and she was in the silent auction, and whoever like had bid on her hadn't claimed her. So they kind of did like a quickie auction for her of people who were like just standing around.
Yeah.
And she's really pretty and stunning, kind of spicy, but you know, she's cool and I love her and she's great.
Yeah, it happens. You know, I mean, the attitude ones are cute until the attitude ones are 4 years old.
Right.
And they can bite the shit out of you. You know, like
we don't want that.
Are you one of those people that kid gloves your ball pythons? And you know what? Well, you'll like put on gloves before you take them out of the cage, or you're acting like you haven't seen this before. Are you kidding me? I've seen bitches with.
I put on gloves when I clean. Like if I'm picking up poop and like putting it in the thing, I have a diaper genie in here, so I can like really easily just be like dunk in the diaper genie. So the room doesn't
but you'll reach in and just grab the snake out of the tub.
Oh yeah, my kids will too. Actually, it was really funny. One of my spicy girls, like we were taking the snakes outside. Like we set up like a little snake playpen in the yard, and we were taking a couple of them out to just crawl around and hang out and enjoy the day.
Oh, you better not. Yeah, listen, you better not brag about that. The fucking Nido people will come after you and fucking.
They're my snakes. They're all hanging out together. What? They're allergic to grass?
That's what I'm saying. Fucking.
But they weren't even in the grass.
But if
they
another
were in
snake
the
crawls in that same grass as one with Nido, you know the fucking deal. These Nido people are fucking crazy.
Yeah, I feel like if it's a risk, it's one of those things where it's like it's good for them to get out, move around a little bit. Like I don't do it let them let them stretch their bodies a little bit. I want to say stretch their legs, but they don't have legs. So anyway, we were out there, and Reese, my 8-year-old, was helping me, move the snakes, and he comes downstairs and he's like, "Mom, Eris bit me. Can you get her?" He's not crying or anything, like just totally fine. Like the kids are like. I've been bit a couple times. Kids have been bit, and it feels like sandpaper, and maybe you're like sharp Velcro, but it's not. It's the jump scare that gets you because they're fast, and it's like,
yeah.
But
it's always
someone jumping out yelling "boo" gets the same effect.
Yeah, it's always the strike that's more terrifying than the actual bite.
Yeah.
Brian, thanks for the $20. Fucking loosen up those purse strings, ladies. That's right. Come on. I got bills to pay, bitches. All right. Now, what's your because I know you have one.
Mm-hmm.
What's your worst thing that you've taken from this hobby so far? And I'll offset that with what's your best thing, but I kind of got a feeling that I know what the best thing is that you're going to say. So what do you not like about this hobby that you've seen after being in it for 6 whole months?
What do I not like about it? I think some people are just committed to being negative. Like they're only happy if they're miserable. And they want to make everybody else miserable.
Shut up. All right. All right.
Yeah, it's like okay, you can sit there and you can complain about all this stuff, or you could do something about it. Like that. But if you're just gonna sit there and whine, then why?
Ellie, thank you. You know what? This makes me less negative when people are just handing me money for no
throwing money at you.
Like, yeah, just throwing money at me. All right. So, what's some plans? Like, what are some plans for some projects that you're working with, and what's your highest dollar project that you're gonna produce?
Can we come back to that one? Because I want to say the good thing.
The okay. Go ahead. Say yeah. You're one of those. Okay, God. It's the community. It's the people I've met. Go ahead.
I think my favorite thing that I did this year was I'm one of the mods on Bob Bledsoe's Discord.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was having this conversation with Courtney not too long ago, but she had shared with me an Instagram live that she and Steven had done with Bob like 3 years ago, like when they were first buying their first snakes, and Bob was like 12 episodes into his channel. And I was like, what? And I was inspired because I was like, wow, look how far they've come. They've been doing this for 3 years, and they've, are really killing it in their respective areas and what they're doing.
Right.
And so the Green Room Pythons anniversary was coming up. It was like December. And so I was like, oh, why don't we go out and make a video anniversary card and go around to like all the YouTubers and people, Bob Matt doing like the snake discovery build off and things like that. So like me and a couple other folks went to different events over the course of like 2 or 3 months and just got these little clips of like people saying happy for anniversary to Bob. And we put them all together into an anniversary card and we gave it to him and he shared it on the channel. But that made me feel really good. And I was also just super shocked that a bunch of grown adults could do a group project and not have it turn into a total chaos, like piece of crap nightmare.
Well, yeah, that does happen a lot. Yeah,
that happens all the time.
Yeah,
a bunch of 40-year-olds did a group project together, and it actually happened, and I was proud of that.
Well, that's I can't even argue that the community is the best thing because oh man, are we getting naked?
Yeah, people kept throwing money, and I'm having a hot
right.
So.
Got to give them something, right? They don't want to see me, so fucking good for you. But yeah, the community came through for me in a big way when I lost the leg. But I noticed the people who were coming together, and they were not part of that 80% white trash piece of shit, fucking people that are in this community. Whether you whether you want to admit it or not. This community definitely doesn't. It has more good in it than bad, but it has more shitty people in it than good people. So, thank you, Crystal. Fucking that $13.99 is I think $2 here, but thank you. It's the thought that counts. All right. So
yeah,
fucking love you.
You're gonna get that because I think the barrier to entry is pretty low, generally. Yeah. Like you could go out and buy a couple normals and make snakes.
Yeah. I mean, they shouldn't, but they could.
Right.
And they do. Yeah.
Yeah. I had a pet store owner actually tell me that that's the advice that he gives to his customers that want to breed snakes. He's like, yeah, well, I tell them to buy a couple of normals to see if they like it. I'm like, why? So they can make normal snakes that nobody wants to buy, and you want them to like breeding snakes after that? I mean, they got these animals that they can't sell.
Well, I think that this year is going to be the year that you're going to see a lot of people buying bulk ball pythons for food, basically to sell them to venomous people or other snakes that eat other snakes. I think that this is the year that it's going to happen, and I also think that this is the year that Desert Ghost clowns are going to be under $1,000 by September or November because too many people are doing them right now. Yeah. So what are some of your big projects that you're working on?
I think the project that I am most excited about is Bongo Cryptic.
Oh, rocking the bongo. I like that.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of people killing it with bongo. Yeah.
I like bongo. It does crazy stuff. Like in certain combos, it really just like you expect it to go this way and it's like, nope, we're going that way. And I want to work it like a pattern morph because it really acts like a pattern morph and it brings colors that, are really fun and cool. But you work it the right, like a certain way and it's going to do really, really funky stuff. And I like it with Cryptic because I feel like because bongo is so reactive, it still can't hold its own against clown. Like clown is too strong.
Right.
And so I like the idea of working bongo with Cryptic because Cryptic gives bongo room to dance and do bongo things and be interesting and cool and fun.
Yeah, we actually used to work with bongo back when we had eyeballs, and I loved all the bongo combos because you're right. It does need room to to play, but it also does exactly the opposite of what you would think it would do. When you pair it with certain things. So I'm a big bongo fan. Okay, so what's a snake that you want, but it's just too expensive right now?
Oh, snake I want that was too expensive. I mean, I was looking at like cryptic males, but I don't need a male yet. Like, I don't need a male until like probably fall. But yeah, some of there was a really pretty awesome male. I think it was Aesthetic Selection had this. It was I think it was like a super stripe cryptic, but you know that MC Escher drawing where it's like these flying geese and then they turn into fish.
Right.
So the snake looked like that. It was like a really bright orange and yellow snake, and like the front half of it looked like yellow triangles on an orange background, and then halfway through the snake it reversed and it went the other way. And there was definitely like, it was like Spectre cryptic, I think maybe OD, but it was probably one of the coolest snakes I've ever seen, and that got me hot for cryptic stuff.
Oh yeah. Well, we used to do a lot with Super Stripe also, and I still think that visually Super Stripe is still better than Tri-Stripe or Genetic Stripe, and I just think that visually the Super Stripes are a better combination, and it's not recessive, right? So you can bang it out fucking first time.
Yeah, and I like those allelic combos. And Andrew's saying, if you're not working puzzles, what are you doing? I'm working cryptic instead. That's what I'm doing.
Well, the whole thing is he has a point, because I mean, right now, if I were to get back into it, my collection would be full of Stranger and Puzzle.
I've got one Stranger. I picked him up at the Tinley auction. He's a Stranger Leopard Fire 60s Posset clown, based on what I was told. And then I've got Sunset, and I like Sunset and playing with Sunset, and they're super pretty. And
did you buy your Sunset from Leviathan?
I did not. I bought it from Brock. I bought one from Brock, and I bought. So I didn't buy it from Sunset, or I didn't buy it from Leviathan. I bought it from the one Leviathan buys there from.
Right. Okay. That's good. Yeah.
And then my other Sunset's from a guy. His name's Aaron Kohler, and he's a more boutique breeder. But I saw it, and I actually texted it to Courtney. I was like, "Does this look like a good example?" Because I think it looks good. But would you think it looks good because you see more of them? And she's like, "Oh yeah, that guy's smoking." Yeah.
Yeah, but Courtney doesn't know what she's talking about, right? Really, like fuck Courtney, right? Like fucking
Courtney is gonna come after you, dude.
Dude, look out. I am very happy to say that I started the rumor that Courtney was mean. Okay.
I think I was here for that show.
And because she kind of is, but not. She's not mean in a way that is historically mean. She's more conniving, I would say. That would be a better word.
I could see her being crafty.
Yeah, she's a little bit out of control, but but it's
I love Courtney.
Yeah, but, Courtney's fucking awesome. Fucking, I love Courtney to death.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I'm gonna do some Sunset stuff, and I like Hypo, and I know you have feelings.
Yeah, Hypo is white trash. Like, why would you work with Hypo? You don't seem very white trash.
Because I like orange.
Yeah, but
I like orange. It's actually funny in a couple of the group chats I'm in. We'll razz each other because I'm not a huge fan of Desert Ghost, and everyone's like, "Why don't you like Desert Ghost?" And I'm like, "Because I like orange."
Yeah, but
so.
I would say that fucking half the people that are in the Desert Ghost don't even know why they like it. They were just told that they should like it by some big people, and that's why they like it. So, and then, all this bullshit with genetic testing, like, oh, you could have Desert Ghost A or B, but you definitely need C to pass it. Shut the fuck up. Just, is it Desert Ghost or not? And I'm happy with that, So it's, it's so fucking annoying. When you are you getting snakes tested now or no?
Yeah. I mean, I actually just sent off a bunch of sheds to RGI. I got my pile for Charlie, and then I got my pile for RGI, because whatever I can't like whatever Charlie doesn't have. Oftentimes I have to send to RGI, but I sent in 2 this week. One is for my girl Hedy Lamar. I bought her as a Russo 66% het clown, and I'm sending it in because I need to know, is she also black pastel or yellow belly or hurricane? Because those were all in the pairing, and the yellow belly and black pastel are the ones I really want to know before I pair her, so I don't end up making 8 balls and ivories, because it's not the goal with her.
Right. Well, just so you know, you will get your test back, your results back from Charlie weeks and weeks before you get it back.
Way faster.
RGI. Yeah.
I know. But it's kind of like, right. If I get my test from RGI back before March Tinley, I'll be happy. And that's
see, like, isn't that ridiculous? No. Especially since in the interview that I had with them, I asked them specifically if they're ready to scale for the amount that they're going to get, and they were like, "Yeah, no problem. You know, like we're gonna be able to scale with no issues, or at all." And now they're taking months and months to get back to people, and it's like I feel like a shithead because I fucking had them on my show, and they're fucking taking months and months to get back to anybody. Meanwhile, I talked to Charlie, who also came on as a sponsor. You get your shit back in 10 days from Charlie, and it's just as accurate. So I would say keep using Charlie. Fucking wait out the RGI thing. I think that fucking maybe next year they may have it down to Charlie response times, but big shout out to fucking Charlie at Gray Rider Reptiles. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, the turnaround time is definitely good. There's certain things that I kind of need to know, because I need to know whether or not I need to buy girlfriend for this guy or that guy or whatever. But it's also, even the 2 months turnaround with RGI is better than the 3 years of growing something up and breeding it to find out it's a swing and a miss.
Yeah, but also
crazy times.
You just started 6 months ago, so that used to be a fun part of the breeding. Is when you cut open that egg and you find out the head came through. Now, granted, the testing saves it a lot of time. Okay.
Yeah.
But I'm also worried that the fun part, of the breeding is also, it's taken away from the fun part of it.
I think the fun part is still in, even if you know what genes you're working with, like even if I think that's why incomplete dominant genes are going to come back and regain some prominence in the combos that people are making, because that's where the fun still is.
Right.
Because the dice, that's where the dice rolling happens.
Right.
Because if you're doing or you're doing head to head or what have you, like there is still that element of chance.
Right.
At play.
But also the cool thing about hets is that head markers sometimes is the needed thing that an animal needs to look gorgeous. Like if that animal had the full gene in it and the full visual gene in it, it may not look as good. But I think that Brian, if you're still here, what was that fucking snake that you like? Urban Camo. As like the head pied is necessary in that Urban Camo. Whereas if it's full blown pied, you might lose everything, that the head pied represents. So there's a lot of cool things, that could be at work. But also, what would you say your biggest frustration with the industry is, or what the hobby is?
My biggest frustration?
Yeah. Not like the worst thing, but like the thing where you're like, oh, if we could just get over this hump, it'll be the perfect hobby.
I wish there was more, how like with dogs, there's like a breed standard, right? Yeah. Like, and that's kind of a double-edged sword too, unfortunately, because it's like, because a lot of things are so subject to personal opinion. Like if I have 2 GHIs, and 5 people might say this one looks better, and 5 people might say this one looks better. So I think it would be kind of limiting to have like a breed standard for certain things, but it would also make IDing it easier. Like which one of these is the most exemplary version?
Right, high expression.
what's the highest expression? Because then
Right.
you don't end up having like hurricanes, or you're squinting at it going, I don't know, is it a hurricane? I don't know. So, and that I think would be helpful too for even like new people, for them to be like, this is what it should look like.
Yeah.
Well, I had to look at like 5,000 pictures just to be like, yeah, okay, I think I know what it was supposed to look like.
That's what people are doing nowadays, right? They're going on over to Morph Market or to a lesser extent, World of Ball Pythons, and just looking at 20 pictures of a snake before they pick a snake that they want to buy.
20 amateurs. If I freaking buy, or I'll buy a snake and I'll be like, I'll buy it because it'll be labeled as one thing, but I'm like, is it though? I think it's more. So I'll buy it and then I'll go looking through like 50,000 pictures on Morph Market and be like, okay, I'm pretty sure it's got this other thing. I'll rate it and find out, but other people will be like, oh yeah, you got a sick deal. That's totally a XYZ thing.
Right.
So but that's fun. That's validating.
What are your plans to stick out with the 50,000 ball pythons that are available on Morph Market?
Yeah, how do I make mine more noticeable?
You could say it has the HIV gene in it.
Yeah. Well, it's high vis.
Yeah.
That's why I'm making the high vis pythons. We'll put them in a little vest. It'll be cute. No, I want to do things that are like, one of the things I do when I'm thinking about either purchasing an animal or animals that I have of what pairings I would want to do, I'll go out on Morph Market and I'll go see, because you put it in the calculator and it'll show you like if there are actual examples of something that's been made, it'll be highlighted and you click it. And that's actually how come I created a Morph Market account. That was the whole thing. Like I never had it, because you have to have an account to do that function.
To use the genetic wizard.
Yeah. And so once I realized I had to have an account to do that, I made the account and then it was all downhill from there. It was just like I was in the rabbit hole. I was deep. And I'll go and I'll plug it into the calculator, and the things where the pairing that has the least amount of examples in existence is the one I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm going to do that one.
Right.
Because I want to know. Like what is that going to look like? And I know that some people, I think maybe that's the frustrating thing, is when people are like, well, yeah, you could do that pairing and you could make it look good, but what if it looks like crap? And I'm like, well, that's why I keep my day job.
Right.
I'm not counting on, I can do risky stuff and make creative decisions. And I think that's where my passion for it is because I can't draw. Like I'm a crappy drawer. Like you should see the sketch I put on a Post-it note that I gave to my graphic designer when I made my logo. It looks awful. Right. And she turned it into something that actually looks decent, which kudos to her, because mine looks like my drawing is terrible. But I like design. Like I was really good at like art history and art appreciation classes and things like that. I like to go to the art museum. I like design. I built a very pretty bathroom in my house because I like to design, but I can't draw. But to me, ball pythons is another way to design, to create, to make something beautiful. And so even if it's not like super desirable, I want to make something that's so beautiful that people are going to want it, and they didn't know they wanted it until they saw it.
Right. But, okay, I don't, however, this is one of my pet peeves, is these ball python breeders calling themselves artists, because they're not really artists. They bought something, they put it together with something else, and the snakes made the art. Okay.
Right.
So the person that puts them together is not really the artist. The person that puts them together may be like the boss telling you what to paint. Okay. And hoping that comes out, but the actual art is done by the animals, right?
In my industry, we call that the architect. Like the systems architect says, here's what it needs to do, and then you got the people who actually have to go build it.
Right. Exactly. So it's not like making music. It's not like it's not even like painting or anything like that. So that's one of the frustrating things I find about this thing, is like, oh, it's a way for me to be an artist. Like, it's really not, dude. Fucking, it's just,
it's a way for me to be creative. I mean, maybe artist is too hoity, too highbrow. for what I'm actually doing, but it lets me be creative. And someone was asking you if I have anything listed on Morph Market. I do not yet, but I'm making my first pairing shortly, and I'm hoping for double het ultra melpides with GHI.
Yeah, she's been doing this for 6 fucking months, man. Of course she doesn't have anything on Morph Market yet. But Brian here is right. Ball python breeders tend to have a god complex. Like they just think they're curing cancer. And they're not really curing cancer, okay? It's
we're making pretty snakes.
It's basically an animal doing what an animal would do regardless, So, now, does your family help you out at all or no?
They do. My kids will wash tubs for Robux, so that's cool.
Okay, all right.
Like I'll go in the room and I'll swap out all the tubs and I'll leave a pile of dirty tubs and ceramic dishes and stuff in the other room, and the kids will be like, Mom, can I have this thing? And it'll be like, tubs are in the other room. You have 50 cents a tub and 25 cents a dish. Go for it.
Right. Shit, I used to pay my niece $1 a tub to fucking clean. And
you're more generous than me.
Yeah, but it was.
They got really mad though when they found out that they had to split it. Like they went and cleaned 22 tubs or whatever and earned like $11, and they're like, "Wait, we want our $11," and I'm like,
"Here's $5.50 a piece." Right?
Exactly. And they're like, "Oh man," and I was like, "Well, if you weren't in there like screwing around and making a mess in the kitchen and actually scrubbing tubs, you could have scrubbed 40 of them, and you would be twice as rich." But
that's what I'm saying. Kids are just the worst. Fucking, that's the worst thing ever.
I love them. They're crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose if you have them, you have to love them, right? It's just a prereq. But most kids are horrible, and it's just people out there.
Yeah, and then Owen, my fiance, because I use Husbandry Pro, and I love it because I can just go in there and be like, feeders due, and then I'll print the list, and then I'll be like, hey babe, can you grab the feeder list off the printer? And he'll take the list downstairs and he'll go in the freezer and pull everything we need and start thawing it. So when I get done with whatever day job stuff I'm doing, we can heat rodents and feed snakes. But it's all like he'll do the pull for me.
Right. Okay. So they do help.
Yeah, they're helpful.
Okay. Now, is there anything, because we're just about at the hour mark, is there anything that you want to tell everybody that came tonight?
I really appreciate everybody who comes and, puts up with me and teases me about not liking DG. Yeah. And that's I didn't have a speech prepared. I didn't know.
God damn it. Right. How about just thank everybody for showing up for me, okay?
Yeah.
Because they're not showing up for me. They're definitely showing up for you, okay? So, but seriously, thank you for coming and hanging out. I hope to see you on other shows in the coming months because...
Oh, I'm sure I'll do the rounds.
Yeah.
I like it. I like coming on shows and hanging out and bantering with people. And it's like that. What is that line? It's like, it's social, pathetic, and sad, but social.
That's social at the same time. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. No, I could agree with you how sad it is. It's definitely.
Yeah.
It's definitely sad.
We'll see you at Tinley. Hopefully. I hope
yes.
Make it out.
It's still on my goal list. Okay. It's this whole walking thing is proven to be a lot harder than it is. Right.
I know.
So fucking they're teaching me balance now, and I was all balanced out like a normal person. And then for some reason, the fucking physical therapist just pushed me, right? And I was like, what the fuck are you doing? And she's like, yeah, that's going to happen. I'm like, right. I've been around for 50 years. Nobody ever just pushed me while I was walking down the street, you fucking idiot. I'm like, don't ever push me again. So I'm kind of limiting their ability to teach me, but I'm hoping to make Tinley. If not Tinley in March, then Tinley in October. And then depending on that, I might make Dallas in April also. So I wouldn't mind going to Dallas. So
that was the funny thing. The week I bought my first ball python was like the week after Tinley, and I had realized that Tinley, like I missed Tinley by a week, and I was so mad. I was so mad.
Yeah, now you got to wait 10 months or 8 months to do it again. Yeah. Well, hopefully I will definitely see you and Owen there. And thank you for coming on. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
I'm just gonna put you in the green room for a minute and just say goodbye to everybody. Listen, Jen Lyle, HIV is Pythons. Okay. That's what it's all about. It's what it's all about, man. Hi, Vis Pythons. Go follow her on Instagram. Do you have a YouTube?
I do. My kids and I like to roll dice to predict ball python clutches. That's most of our content.
All right, that's a little gay, but okay. All right.
Super goofy.
What do you roll? Fucking Dungeons and Dragons dice and
no, just 6-siders, and then everyone's a different. Each morph is its own colored dice, and if it's homozygous, it's got all the sides have stars on them, and if it's heterozygous, so half the sides have stars on them, and if it's an ALS combo, then different colored stickers on different sides, and we throw them in a bin, and we simulate clutches with our snakes using dice, and it's fun.
I'm only giving you this look because I can't figure out a loud way to roll my eyes. But okay, that's adorable. Okay,
don't sprain your eyeballs there, Chris.
That's adorable. But thanks again. And just hang out in the green room for 5 minutes, okay?
Will do.
All right, everybody, follow Jenn Lyle. Hi, Vis Pythons. Listen, thanks to everybody for fucking showing up tonight. Thank you, Bob Bledsoe, man. Thank you, Fedora's Wrath of Khan. Fucking love you, man. Thank you to Bohemian. Thank you for Serenity. Thank you to Low Life. Thank you to Dick. Dick fucking making shit happen. All right, fucking love him. Eerie Reptiles, thank you very much for stopping by. I appreciate you guys. Brian Bodie, hope I did a good job with your announcement. Fucking love you, brother. And Reagan Renee, we will set up something this week. So thank you for popping by. Guys, I mean, thanks. I think we had almost 70 people in the room at one point tonight. So I fucking love you guys, man. I fucking love you guys for coming and hanging out. And we're going to get the fuck out of here. And we're just going to remind everybody, listen, go to this thing. Hold on, let me get Jen's name off. You know, the Hero Company, and get yourself a fucking bracelet. Use my affiliate link. My affiliate link will be put in the notes on this page, but for right now, it's on the Facebook and Instagram post that I did about it today. Fucking go to this, buy a bracelet, fucking help get some vets with PTSD, a fucking service dog. Going to be doing something else with the vets also in the coming weeks. I'm going to be doing the Foxhole with Jay and from Green Line and Paulie Bag of Donuts from Large March Morphs. Just kind of talking about vet topics and questions that we have about vet topics, and then just kind of like give back to the vets, man. You got to keep everybody knows that if it's for the vets, you could just shoot me a DM and I will get involved in it in any way I can. So I appreciate all of you guys. So hopefully we'll be making a big donation to the Hero Company at the end of this quarter. So I will see you in 2 weeks. We're going to have a Zoom call next week. And we're just going to get together and bullshit and dick around for a little while. So that's going to be next Sunday at 8. If you want to get invited, just DM me and let me know that you want the link. And I will send it out to you. It's a place where we just kind of hang out and bullshit. It's never recorded, so nobody has to worry that they're saying something stupid. So pop by the Zoom call if you get a chance. And then Fatman Live, again, that's going to be out on the 1st. And we're going to have Devin Baker from Blue Line Morphs on it. And we're going to have the Herp and Harbins on the 15 minutes on that episode. So, just thank you guys for always showing up. If you want to get more shit fucking from the Fat Man, join the Patreon at patreon.com/Sneaks and the Fat Man. You can't search it in Patreon, okay? Because I set it up as an adult fucking content creator. Because I curse so much all the time, I figured that was one of the rules. And now you can't fucking turn it back. So now you actually have to physically go to Snakes and the Fat Man or patreon.com/Snakes and the Fat Man. You could get exclusive videos. We shit on a bunch of things. You get half an hour early entrance into the Zoom call. And you get discounts from guests that I have. So come on, do that too. All right. I will see you guys hopefully before then, but we'll have another Hot Girl Sunday on Fatman Live in 2 weeks. So I'll talk to you then, guys. Take it easy.